Aero bikes are back with a vengeance. Hookless rims could be on the way out. More 13-speed group sets and much more besides. These are my predictions and some speculation as well. Let me know what you expect to see or want to see by dropping a comment down below. But let's dive into it, and I think Aero bikes are definitely going to be back with a bang next year. We saw a big shift at this year's Tour de France when the race winner, Tyres, didn't opt for a lightweight bike for the mountain stages and an aero bike for the flat stages, but an aero bike for every stage of the race, and proving that aero doesn't just work on the flats, but works on the climbs, given how fast they are climbing. So aero is where it's at in the pro peloton, and we've seen a few bike brands like Campagnolo and Cervelo really come out with wild aero bikes over the last few years. And thus raise the question of whether bike brands who have ditched aero bikes, like Specialized with the Avenge and Campagnolo with the System 6, will do a U-turn and bring back aero bikes into their ranges next year. Given the way the pro demand do shape the direction that many bike brands supporting those teams go in, it doesn't seem a crazy idea to see those aero bikes return. And I expect to see more new aero bikes next year and more pros using aero bikes all the time. There's another topic around the future of lightweight bikes outside of the demands of the World Tour peloton, because I think for us mere mortals, weight is still king. It's a more tangible thing in terms of you pick it up and feel the benefits of a lightweight bike and the way it feels when you're riding at more modest real world speed. But that's a topic for another video. So that's the biggest tech trend I expect to see next year: more new aero bikes and even more aero for the World Tour pros. The other big tech trend is big tyres, and will definitely take it a step further next year. Less so in the World Tour peloton. Wide tyres have become popular there, but I believe they've maxed out at 28 to 30 for regular stages of a race like the Tour de France, and then bigger tyres for Paris-Roubaix and Tour of Flanders, but I think 28 to 30. But outside of the World Tour peloton, we are seeing many regular cyclists, you and I, riding and demanding bigger tyres. And some of the biggest videos I've done this year are the ones around Pirelli's brand new 40mm wide P0 race tyres. And I expect to see more wide tyres along those lines, so proper race tyres, but properly wide, 35 to 40, maybe even wider, and see more demand for wide tyres. I've been running 30 to 32 on my race bikes, but 35 to 40 is where lots of people are going, and bike manufacturers are responding with frames with the appropriate tyre clearance for those tyres. Endurance bikes up to 42 with a brand new Synapse, and there's outliers like the Bridge Surveyor and the 51 Seeker, so more racy focused bikes but with big tyre clearance. Race bikes these days maxed out to 32, 34, so you want big tyres, you have to get an endurance bike or one of these outliers like the two brands I just mentioned. So expect to see more wide tyre development next year, new tyres coming from other brands, Continental, Vittoria, Pirelli again as well. So hopefully lots of new tyres to talk about next year and new bikes designed around big tyres as well. Talking of which, let me know what tyres you're currently riding on your bike right now by dropping a comment down below. The hot topic next year will definitely be on wheels, rims, and the battle between hooked rims and hookless. The likes of Envy, Zip, Hunt, and Cadex have really embraced hookless for the benefits of easier and cheaper manufacturing and passing savings onto consumers, tougher, lighter rims, and claimed aero benefits. But there are also downsides of hookless as well, namely tyre compatibility and a lower max tyre pressure ceiling compared to hooked, and concerns around tyres blowing off rims as well. And there's definitely been a noticeable backlash to hookless in the comment sections of videos and articles on the internet, of many people quite rightly saying they don't want this technology. They don't see the benefits, they just see the negatives and don't want it. And bike brands like Giant, who spec hookless rims on their bikes, I have seen people saying they won't buy that bike because of the wheels on that bike, which is crazy, but that's excising consumer rights to choose what you want and don't want. So I definitely will be watching with interest to see if any brands make a U-turn on Hookless, whether they double down on Hookless and really remind people of the benefits they believe are there for Hookless, or whether we see a move away from Hookless. And if in 5 years' time, Hookless is one of those tech fails we can look back on and remember fondly about a technology that didn't last the test of time. Another bold tech prediction is that you upgrade your website in 2026 with today's sponsor, Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes building a professional looking website quick and easy. Let me show you how. You can start with a template, and there are loads of amazing templates to choose from, and pick one that suits your business or personal requirements, and then you can customize a template to suit your needs. Change the color, the fonts, add your company logo, photos, and then choose a number of plugins to suit whatever you need to do. Whether selling products, doing online classes, running a newsletter, loads of options for whatever requirements you have. And if that's too much trouble, there's even AI. Answer a few simple questions and a bespoke website is built just for you in a few minutes. So 2 options to choose from that suit whatever sort of person you are, and they both deliver fantastic results. There's loads of resources to help you out on Squarespace as well, including 24/7 support, a help center, a forum, webinars, blog, and you can even hire an expert too. So Squarespace really is the best way to grow your online presence, whether you're blogging or you're a photographer or you're growing a business, you want to schedule meetings, take donations, build memberships, whatever it is, there's a solution for you on Squarespace. And if that all sounds tempting to you, there's a free trial, so you can start right now with my link down below in the description of today's video. And if you do enjoy it, which I'm sure you will, there's 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain with my special code on screen right now. When I started riding bikes many years ago, bikes had 6, 7 or 8 speed group sets, but now we're up to 12 and even 13. But will next year be the year of 13 speed road bike group sets? SRAM launched a 1x13 speed gravel group set, of course, but it's still 2x12 on the roadside. And Campag did what Campag have done for years and always been the first to 10, 11, and 12, and the first to a 2x13 speed group set. So will SRAM and Shimano follow Campag in launching 2x13 speed road bike group sets in 2026? I think Shimano could, probably need to. SRAM, probably less so next year, but maybe a year after. So yeah, 2026 could be a year of 2x13 speed group sets. And it really does beg the question of where is the limit? How many speeds can you get on a bike before you run out of space for more speeds? If 13 the limit, or could 14 be next, or 15, or 16? Or are we approaching the limit of how many sprockets you can fit on a cassette, on a free hub, on that back wheel? And then, while the group set conversation is dominated by SRAM and Shimano, the 2 big players, and to a lesser extent Campag, there are the Chinese alternatives. There's L2, which I've tried in the past, and there's a Wheeltop. And Wheeltop made a serious play this year by buying Rotor, the Spanish company, and launched a new version of the Rotor Uno group set, which was hydraulic, but it's no longer hydraulic, it's now a more conventional electronic group set, and it looks really interesting, and one I hopefully can't wait to try in the future to see if that's a group set that could redefine what a group set can be in 2026 and really take the challenge to Shimano and SRAM. There's lots of talk about the Chinese coming along and giving the Western and the Eastern brand like Shimano a bloody nose by coming out with better innovation and better prices. But will 2026 be the year that actually happens? Well, who knows? We'll soon find out, I guess. Campag is back. Well, are they? Possibly. After their first attempt at a wireless group set, which was badly received, their follow-up to that has been well received by comparison. And they played a blinder with the first 2x13 speed road bike group set, but also launching a gravel 1x13 and an all-road version at the same time, and really developing a group set that spans everything from road to gravel and all-road, with lots of gear ratios, lots of options, lots of customization, so you can build a group set for the riding you're actually doing. Much more like SRAM do, and give you more flexibility and customization options, and a far cry from Shimano's more restricted view of road and gravel and mountain bike being very separate things and no mixing and matching available. One of my common tech trend themes of the last few years has been one bike on the road. One bike on mountain bike and one bike on gravel is definitely there, and probably for many people the only way. But one bike on the road, well, it's been getting better and better, and I believe the latest 1x13 Explore group set is the first credible one by road bike group set that actually works, as in all the range you need for fast, flat road stuff, and then climbing range and nice smooth cadence progression up to cassette to be a usable group set option that does compete with 2x12 group sets right now. And I don't expect to see 1x replace 2x ever, really, or not in the next 5 or 10 years at least. But it could happen, you never know, but probably not, given how good and mature 2x group sets are. But given how quickly 1x has come from being not very usable, 1x9, 1x10 many years ago, to 1x13 actually being a credible alternative, I do believe we're getting closer to 1x actually working on the road for those people out there who like the simplicity of 1x and want that 1x simplicity on their road bike as well as a gravel and mountain bike. And I'm definitely on the fence about 1x. I tried the 1x13 Explore group set on a 3T Strada, which I tested back in the summer and rode it on my local routes and roads and was very impressed and had no real issues with it at all. I'm yet to make the full-time switch from 2x to 1x on my road bikes. And what's needed to get to that point, I guess, a sort of roady version of that Explore 1x13, maybe a smaller, lighter rear derailleur, looks better on a road bike than the gravel version it is, and maybe a road-tuned cassette. So yeah, watch this space, I reckon. And lastly, Chinese bike brands would definitely make a bigger play for Western pockets next year. We've seen the rise of Chinese brands. We all know that most bikes are made in Taiwan and China, but actual Chinese brands, as in the branding, the design, the engineering, and the manufacturing is Chinese. And likes of Windspace, Yolio, Seeker, and XDS are definitely making a big play, a serious play for Western hearts and minds. And XDS had come out of nowhere, it seems, and now sponsor a World Tour team. So a big play to have their bikes in their professional peloton, amazing for visibility, and they also need to back up that visibility and sponsorship with availability. But bikes that are available, the likes of Yolio, Windspace, and Seeker have really impressed. And I've been riding a Seeker Spear for nearly a year now. I'm still riding it, and it's been fantastic. It's not perfect. Some ride quality elements could be improved, but in terms of construction, durability, build quality, all fantastic. I've not had any issues with that bike at all. It's been running tickety-boo, and I will do an update on it in the new year to tell you how that's been going and my long-term thoughts on that bike. And it really shows that the Chinese bike brands are here and they mean business. And definitely next year we'll see more Chinese bike brands really making a serious investment in the European and US markets to be taken seriously. Lots of people do take them seriously, of course, but as a more viable, credible alternative to our Specialized and Treks and Canyons and Giants. So those are my road bike tech trends for 2026. I'll do gravel in a future video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. And do let me know what you think of my thoughts on predictions for next year and what you want to see or expect to see by dropping a comment down below. But that is all for today. And if you want to see some other cool tech trends, then watch this video up here.